The world is divided by diverse perspectives and visions. We all think differently and support or reject all kinds of things. In the case of politics, this is aggravated because it is an issue that concerns us all and is related to power. The consensus between political thoughts doesn't seem to exist because on this issue the positions go to the extremes, or something is black or white, good or bad. In the age of the technological age, politics is no exempt from being the subject of information overload. Political differences swarm the network and generate confrontation between the different positions. In times of electoral campaign, the strategies used to achieve presidential victory have taken the path of the mass media, particularly social networks. In this sense, the scope of this style of campaign significantly exceeds traditional campaigns that use media such as radio, flyers, public speeches, etc. In addition, political campaigns through social networks seem not to be legally regulated. In fact, it seems that anything goes on social networks. With this computer and political phenomenon, the so-called fake news are created. With them, the information is biased, distorted, and managed to manipulate the ideas or feelings of the voters. In this video, we are going to work on the issue of fake news and its relationship with political manipulation in the last presidential elections in Colombia.
Definition of fake news. False stories disappear to be new, spread on the internet or using other media, usually created to influence political views or as a joke. There is a concern about the power of fake news to affect election results. By Dictionary Cambridge. Examples: Gustavo Petro. Evangelical churches in Colombia should have a control and limit. They should pay taxes like any other company. Federico Gutierrez. Hourly jobs will be a reality. 6,000 an hour will help reactivate Colombia's economy. Businessman Mario Hernandez support our progress. Egan Bernal. Nairo Quintana supports Fico Gutierrez. I support Fico Gutierrez. Those of us who live Colombia on high supports Fico Gutierrez. Rodolfo Hernandez proposes working day 6 in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, more than 10 hours working. Thank goodness that up to you men, because we women stay in the kitchen.
Google defines influencer as someone who stands out in a social network or other communication channel and expresses their opinion on a specific topic that exerts great influence on many people who know them. Their impact is of a great use to achieve many advertising guidelines, promotion, and carry out market strategies. Therefore, many companies prefer to work with influencers than with national television channels because they consider that influencers have a greater reach with their posts and obtain greater effectiveness in sales. Before the day of the presidential elections, it became evident how some influencers took a political stance and tried to influence their followers. For example, Jefferson Cosio, one of the most famous influencers in Colombia, made a video supporting the candidate Rodolfo Hernandez campaign. This shocked in his followers because of the neutrality and sanity that Jefferson had showed since the beginning of his career as influencer. These types of actions generate a large number of opinions in the followers of the influencers because not everyone identifies with a specific politician thoughts, and it could be bothersome if a person they follow for the entertainment content uses the recognition that his followers have given him to advertise a political candidate. The politic is also usually an entertainment medium for the public. Some influencers use it as a theme to create a new content. For example, Juan Piz González, Levin Rincón, Fox News, La Tele Letal, their main content is current and historical political issues.
Hello, guys. Did you know what bodega means? Bodega, talking about Colombian politics. Okay, it's not a space to elaborate and keep wines. It's not a place to keep merchandising. No, it's not. But the right definition talking about Colombian politics is the next one. They are teams of people or bots that serve government, military, or political parties who search manipulate public opinion to achieve an advantage of a matter of general interest of the society. There are three types of bodegas. The first one is called bots, and bots all their action are automatized by 100%, and it is worked by an algorithm. The second one is cyborgs. This is a mixture between humans and bots. Some actions are automatized, but they need to be manipulated by humans. And the third one is humans, and those actions are made by humans, and those humans manage different fake accounts in 100%. It's not by bots, it's by humans. The objectives of bodegas are censor, watch, and create violence content against the enemy. In previous presidential election, all political parties used this strategy to obtain more votes of people. For example, as Joey Ackerman explained in his column in the journalist Cambio, how Petro followers have destroyed the good name of many distinguished journalists just for not being in favor of the thoughts of Pacto Histórico party. We have to be prepared and conscious in what we read, what we see, and what we hear. Pay attention on that.
The role of the media regarding impartiality positions, especially in the traditional media, is debatable. If we look at the international ambit, the New York Times newspaper alludes to the election of Gustavo Petro in a partially pejorative way when he calls him an ex-combatant. The foregoing as a starting point because here at the national level politics becomes bloody from the point of view of the media. For example, the magazine Semana considered Gustavo Petro an expropriator compared to the government's presidential candidate Federico Gutierrez. For the magazine Semana, the latter was the true salvation of the country, a partial title for an environment that the media considers to be one of anxiety, a total contradiction. One of the news that had the most echo in the country was the alleged financing of Chavismo to the presidential campaign of Gustavo Petro, an economic support that the media took as Caracol Television took for real. However, everything was not confirmed. The statement of the Venezuelan government denied the news, leaving the traditional Colombian media in a bad position. Finally, the magazine Semana, which was the main promoter of Federico Gutierrez's candidacy, read once again by predicting the second round of the right-wing candidate, whose job was to clean his face and promote him as the only democratic path. Now, Is it possible to believe in the impartiality of traditional media? That goes in the criterion of each one. Thank you very much.
In conclusion, the phenomenon of fake news and its relationship with presidential campaign is a problem that is taking more and more place in society. This is manifested in the amount of false news and disinformation that was shared on social networks in the last presidential elections in Colombia. Bearing in mind that most people use social networks passively and do not critically accept the excess of information they consume on a daily basis, fake news is an important source of disinformation and control. By showing people what they want to see and know objective reality, it is a useful tool for manipulating users' political decisions. Taking into account that virtual reality and social networks have become an integral part of human life, with this video we want to make the problem visible and call for a critical and conscious use of technology and the large number of information we can find there. Today, it is urgent to measure and regulate the information that swarms on virtual networks and platforms. If we continue to be uncritical consumers of this media, we are contributing to building a society indoctrinated and sustained by unreality.